Welcome to our deep dive today,
Yeah.
where we're going to be exploring the world of low vision aids.
Okay.
Specifically, we're going to focus on the journey of one developer and his innovative solution.
Sounds good.
Our sources for this deep dive are pretty interesting.
Okay.
We have a Reddit post from the developer himself,
Oh, wow.
excerpts from an essay about all kinds of vision aids,
Wow.
and even some user reviews of a device called Iris Vision.
That is very interesting.
Yeah, so it'll be really cool to see how these all come together.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And the story starts with a guy named Matthew Thorns,
Okay.
a service desk technician by day,
Uh-huh.
who moonlights as an app developer
Wow.
with a passion for virtual reality.
So like a classic Nordson story.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He created this app
Mighty
called
nice.
Nearsighted VR Augmented Aid.
Okay.
And his Reddit post gives us a glimpse into how it all began.
Yeah.
Apparently, his fascination with VR goes all the way back to a childhood trip to Disney World in 1995.
So he's probably been thinking about this for quite a while then.
Yeah, it seems like a lot of tech innovators have those spark moments early on.
Right.
What I find really interesting is how Thorns took that early interest and later turned it into a practical solution for people with low vision.
So wasn't always focused on that.
He actually started working on a similar project in college using a camera and a head-mounted display.
I see.
Yeah.
Interesting. So kind of an early prototype.
Exactly.
It's amazing how an idea can evolve over time.
For sure.
But the real turning point came in 2014.
Yes.
That's when smartphones started having really good cameras and screens.
Exactly. Thorns realized he could use those smartphone features to create a low-vision aid using something called pass-through AR.
Okay.
Where you're basically seeing the world through your phone's camera, but the image is digitally enhanced.
So you're augmenting what you can already see?
Exactly, to make things clearer or bigger.
Okay. So instead of needing to buy an expensive dedicated device, people could potentially use something they already had in their pockets.
That's the key here.
Yeah.
Thorns was doing this back in 2014.
Wow.
Years before devices like eSight hit the market.
Oh, really?
And remember, eSight cost around $15,000 back then.
That's quite a bit of money. Yeah.
Thorns was all about accessibility. He even made nearsighted VR open source.
Oh, wow.
Which means he shared the code for the app so anyone could tinker with it and improve it.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So he was more interested in kind of having it be helpful than making money off of it.
Exactly. It's a pretty collaborative approach, especially in the competitive world of tech.
For sure. For sure.
So 2014, he's got this innovative app.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it didn't immediately become a viral sensation.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We found one article mentioning it from 2015 on a site called MedGadget. But in that same year, a competitor app called Supervision Cardboard emerged. And they had a big advantage, government funding.
Oh, wow. So they had a lot more resources.
Exactly.
It makes you wonder how many brilliant ideas are out there struggling to get noticed while others with more resources are able to capitalize on similar concepts.
Yeah.
But sometimes it's not about the money or the fame.
Right.
It's about the impact.
Yeah.
And Thorns app definitely made an impact.
For sure.
In 2016,
Yeah.
there's this incredible story about a woman from Ohio
Oh, wow.
who used nearsighted VR to see her grandkids clearly for the very first time.
That's the kind of story that really grabs your attention.
It's a powerful story.
It highlights the human element behind technological innovation. And that story, along with some coverage from a popular YouTuber called The Blind Life, really put nearsighted VR on the map.
Okay, so it got some more recognition from that.
Exactly.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, it seems like his app is really making a difference for people.
Definitely.
Even if it's not necessarily like the most commercially successful or whatever.
Yeah, it's about the impact, not the profit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So we've got this guy, Matthew Thorns, essentially disrupting the low vision aid market with a smartphone app.
Yeah.
But let's zoom out for a minute and talk about the bigger picture of vision aids.
Okay.
The essay you sent me talks about a whole range of options out there. Like magnifiers, special glasses, even digital aids that read text out loud.
Yeah, what's important to remember is that there's no one-size-fits-all solution.
Right.
Someone who's just starting to experience vision loss might need something completely different from someone with a more advanced condition.
And then you have to consider things like cost.
Right.
And whether someone's comfortable with technology.
For sure.
Yeah.
Thinking about that cost factor.
Yeah.
Thorne's app seems even more groundbreaking.
Right.
Imagine if you could skip the expensive specialist appointments.
Yeah.
And just download an app to improve your vision.
That would be pretty amazing.
It really makes you think about how we approach healthcare and who has access to these life-changing tools.
For sure. It's a great example of how innovation can come from unexpected places and challenge the status quo. But let's go back to Thorne's story for a moment.
Okay.
He wasn't content with just creating the app.
Right.
He had big dreams for version 2.0.
Oh, wow.
He wanted to add voice control.
Okay.
Make it compatible with 4K resolution screens.
So the picture would be...
Yeah, so the picture would be super sharp.
Yeah.
And even incorporate more advanced AR features.
Oh, wow. So he was really...
Yeah, he was really pushing the boundaries.
Yeah, of what was possible with the smartphone.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
But to make all that happen, he needed funding.
Right, yes. He launched an Indiegogo campaign, but unfortunately it didn't reach its goal.
Ah, that's too bad.
He talks about how there was a lack of public awareness and maybe some misunderstanding about what the app could do.
Yeah, I can see how that would be a challenge.
It's tough to compete for attention.
Right.
Especially when you're up against big companies with huge marketing budgets.
For sure.
And to add insult to injury, Thorne's mentions how frustrated he was when he saw other companies essentially copying his ideas.
Oh, that's the worst.
And getting media attention for new innovations that he had already created.
So they were basically...
Yeah, they were basically stealing his thunder.
Wow.
Yeah. That raises an interesting question about how we recognize and reward innovators.
Right.
Especially in a fast-paced field like technology where things change so rapidly.
That's a good point. Yeah, it's hard to keep up with who did what first.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've talked about Thorne's in his app, and we've touched on the broader landscape of low vision aids.
Yeah.
But you also sent over some user reviews for a device called Iris Vision.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it would be helpful to get some real-world perspectives on how these devices are actually being used.
Yeah, definitely. From what I gathered, the reviews for Iris Vision are pretty mixed.
Oh, interesting.
Some people absolutely love it, especially for activities like reading and watching TV.
That makes sense.
They say it's been a game changer for their independence and quality of life.
It's always great to hear about those positive experiences.
Yeah.
But it sounds like there are some downsides too, right?
Yes. Some reviewers mention that it doesn't work well for all types of vision loss.
Okay.
For instance, it might not be suitable for someone with retinitis pigmentosa.
Oh, I see.
And some people complained about the limited field of view. Okay. Meaning you can only see a small area at a time.
That makes sense.
Plus, it's not exactly cheap.
Yeah, there's that cost factor. Again, it sounds like it's important to do your research.
Yeah.
And maybe even try out different devices
For sure.
before committing to a purchase.
Absolutely. And it's worth noting that there have been some complaints about Iris Vision's customer service.
Oh, that's not good.
So that's something to keep in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got this interesting contrast between Thorne's open source DIY approach and a more commercial product like Iris Vision.
Yeah, it shows you the different paths that innovation can take.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But regardless of those paths,
Yeah.
the ultimate goal is to help people.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
And it seems like Thorne's has achieved that.
Definitely. He might not have gotten rich or famous from nearsighted VR.
Right.
But he helped spark a whole new way of thinking about VR and AR in healthcare. Plus, he made that technology more accessible and affordable.
That's huge.
Yeah.
But it's also important to acknowledge that the journey wasn't perfect.
Right.
Thorne's admits that he made some mistakes along the way.
Oh, really?
He wishes he had released the app sooner.
Okay.
And protected his intellectual property.
Yeah.
He also realized that he should focus more on building connections within the low vision community.
Yeah.
Not just the VR community.
It's a good reminder that even when you're doing groundbreaking work, there are always lessons to be learned.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to think about how much we rely on our vision, you know, for so many things.
Right.
From navigating the world to connecting with others.
Yeah.
But what happens when that sense starts to fade?
Right.
Thankfully, technology is stepping in to bridge the gap.
Yeah.
I think this is where the conversation gets really exciting.
Okay.
With the emergence of AI in assistive technology.
Yeah, it's mind-blowing how AI is changing the game for people with low vision.
Okay.
We're talking about devices and apps that can read text, recognize faces,
Wow.
Even describes scenes and emotions.
Okay, I'm all ears.
Okay.
Give me some examples of this AI magic in action.
Okay. Imagine a device so small.
Okay.
It clips onto your glasses.
Right.
That's Orcam My Eye.
Okay.
And it uses AI to identify all sorts of things.
Wow.
Faces, objects, text, even colors.
That's incredible.
You could be in a store, point your glasses at a product, and it'll read you the label.
Oh, wow.
Or you could be at a party,
yeah,
and it'll whisper the name of the person walking towards you.
That sounds like something out of a science fiction movie.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
Are there any apps that can do similar things?
Absolutely. Microsoft has this amazing app called Seeing AI, and it's completely free.
Oh, wow, that's great.
You use your smartphone camera to scan things.
Okay.
And the AI describes what it sees.
So it's pretty versatile.
Yeah, it can read handwritten notes.
That's huge.
Which is a huge deal for accessibility.
Yeah, for sure.
It can even identify barcodes and currency.
Okay.
Which is super helpful for everyday tasks.
So it's really designed to kind of integrate into your life.
Exactly. It's like AI is giving people back a sense they thought they'd lost.
Yeah.
And it's not just limited to recognizing objects, right?
Right.
I've heard about AI-powered apps that help people navigate their surroundings.
Yeah, I was just going to ask about that.
You're right. Apps like Blind Square and Lazarillo use GPS data and AI to provide audio directions.
Okay.
Whether you're walking down the street or trying to find your way through a crowded building.
That level of independence is incredible.
Yeah.
But we've talked about the cost barrier for many vision aids.
Right.
How are advocacy groups working to make these AI-powered solutions available to everyone?
Groups like the American Foundation for the Blind and the National Federation of the Blind are doing vital work on multiple fronts. They're raising awareness about these technologies, pushing for funding to make them more affordable.
That's great.
And advocating for policies that ensure equal access for people with vision loss.
So it's not just about developing cool tech.
Right.
It's about making sure that technology benefits everyone, not just those who can afford it.
That's a crucial point.
Yeah.
And another part of their advocacy is promoting inclusive design.
Okay.
Which means making sure accessibility is baked into the development process from the very beginning.
It makes so much more sense to design for accessibility up front.
Yeah.
Rather than trying to tack it on as an afterthought.
Absolutely.
Speaking of real-world experiences, we have a special guest joining us today.
Oh, wow.
Someone who can tell us firsthand what it's like to live with low vision.
Okay.
And how technology has made a difference.
That's great.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Can you share a bit about your journey with low vision?
Sure.
And how technology has become a part of your life?
Of course. I was in my late teens when I started losing my vision due to a genetic condition. It happened slowly, but eventually everyday things like reading, recognizing faces, or finding my way in unfamiliar places became increasingly difficult.
Yeah. I can imagine.
It was isolating and frustrating.
Yeah.
Then I discovered assistive technology, and it honestly changed everything.
Wow.
That's amazing.
What were some of the first technologies you tried? And how did they impact you?
One of the first things I tried was a screen reader on my computer.
Oh.
It was amazing to be able to access information online and communicate with people again without needing someone to read to me.
That's great.
It felt like a huge weight had been lifted.
Yeah.
Then I got a smartphone with built-in accessibility features, like a screen magnifier and voice control. Suddenly I could use my phone to read menus, navigate city streets, and even take pictures, which I never thought I'd be able to do again.
It's incredible how technology can restore that sense of independence.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are there other devices or apps you use regularly?
One of my favorites is my Orcam My Eye.
Okay, yeah.
It's so small and easy to use that I can wear it anywhere.
That's great.
It reads the documents, identifies products.
Wow.
Even tells me what emotions people are expressing through their facial expressions.
That's really interesting.
It sounds like you're living proof that technology can empower people to live full and independent lives, even with vision loss.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to someone who's just starting to explore assistive technologies?
I'd say be open-minded and try different things to see what works best for you.
That's good advice.
There are so many options out there, and everyone's needs are different, and don't be afraid to ask for help. There are lots of resources available, from low vision specialists to support groups, even online forums.
That's great.
You don't have to go through this alone.
That's such great advice. It's a reminder that community and support are essential.
For sure.
Especially when navigating a new and sometimes overwhelming world of technology.
Right.
Thank you for sharing your insights with us.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining us.
It's truly inspiring.
And to all our listeners, thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of low vision aids.
It's been a pleasure.
We've learned about an inspiring innovator, explored the cutting edge of AI-powered solutions, and heard a firsthand account of how this technology is impacting lives.
Definitely. We hope this deep dive has left you with a greater understanding of the challenges and opportunities facing the low vision community.
Absolutely. Remember, innovation often starts with a simple idea and a passion to make a difference.
That's true.
So keep exploring, stay curious, and never underestimate the power of technology to create a more inclusive world for everyone.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Until next time, happy deep diving.
Happy deep diving, everyone.
Tuning into